Hi friends, Tracy.bish here, Stampin Up demonstrator in Australia. Welcome to my channel. I'm super excited that you're here because I am sharing with you a fun fold card that I have done for an organised swap for OnStage in Brisbane. That's Stampin Up's OnStage in Brisbane. It's a Neverending card and it's super fun and it's really actually very easy to create. So it's actually a 6x6. I'm using some products from the Unbounded Beauty suite, the Flowers of Beauty Unbounded Love Bundles. I'm also using the Unbounded Beauty 12x12 DSP. I'm not using those embellishments in that kit, but I am using INKY embellishments from that catalogue. So you can find the Unbounded Beauty bundle or suite, pages 40, 54 and 55. So here they are. By purchasing the bundles, you're actually going to save yourself 10%, and these two are great bundles to use. And this is this beautiful DSP. What I really liked about this DSP is the colours. So we've got Pretty in Pink, Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Berry Burst and Petunia Pop. And I'm using some of those colours, not all of them, but some of those colours in this Neverending card. Oh, this is the 24 to 26 shimmer gems, so that's what I used instead of the dots from the suite, but really cute. The inks I'm using are Petunia Pop as well as just Petunia Pop, I think. The cardstock is Petunia Pop and Summer Splash. These are 6x6 pieces. The Petunia Pop is actually one of those two-tone cardstocks, so one side's lighter and the other side's darker. I have everything cut and ready to go. I'm just going to go through each of the pieces here to show you. So this is the first page, is those 4 pieces of DSP. I also have 2 pieces of basic white, 2 pieces of Petunia Pop, and then I have already die cut the white basic thick label and also the leaf die cut. So that is the first page. Now if I turn it over to the second page, we have 4 pieces of little squared pieces of DSP, 2 of our larger pieces of DSP. I've also die cut a white scallop label, a leaf in basic white, and Petunia Pop. I've also got a flower that I have pre-stamped as well. I tried to do a few things just so this video wasn't going to be way too long. There is a bit to it, but what's really great is once you see the card made, you can decorate it any way you like. So you don't have to do exactly with the Unbounded Beauty that I have on this card. You can change it up to what you have in your stash, or you know, another suite maybe, whatever you would like. But all the measurements will be the same, and I'll go through each one. So this is our last page for our card. I've got some DSP, some Petunia Pop cardstock, and some basic white cardstock, and a couple of little die cuts there. Alright, let's get started. Like I said, this is for an organised swap at Stampin Up's OnStage here in Australia, in Brisbane, and I'm so excited to share with you what projects I get back. Okay, so we have a 6x6 piece of Petunia Pop here. We are going to do 2 score lines. One is going to be at 1.5 inches and then 4.5 inches. And then once we have those 2 score lines done, we're going to turn the cardstock 90 degrees and cut in half at 3 inches. And that's going to give us 1 part or 2 parts of our card base. We're also going to use a second piece of cardstock for our card base, which is the Summer Splash card. And we're going to do exactly the same. So it's 6 inches by 6 inches. We're going to score at 1.5 and then 4.5. Turn 90 degrees and score at cut at 3 inches. And this is how we're going to pop it together. Now, this is probably one of the hardest things that you'll do, is putting this together, and guys, it's not that hard. It's actually a really easy card. It looks super hard. people will be completely wowed, but it's not that hard. So I'm just going to burnish with my bone folder on all those score lines, and you're going to want to do both ways. So score it one way, then turn it over the other way and score it again. Because we're turning this as a never-ending card, you want to make sure that it the cardstock folds in both ways. It'll just make the card work so much easier if you're scoring both sides. And then to put this together, depending on the start of your card, so I wanted the petunia pop at the front, I'm going to layer my petunia pop to the sides. So the score lines are going to be at the side, like so, and they're folding upwards. And then we're going to lay the summer splash on the opposite sides of those. So let's bring in some tear and tape, and you're going to add tear and tape to the top left, top right on that top piece, and then you're going to add tear and tape to the bottom left and bottom right of that second piece that's joined up with the first. So you'll see as we go, and you're only putting tear and tape or your adhesive of choice to that score line. Do not go past that score line, otherwise your never-ending card is never going to work because it won't fold the way you want if you add extra adhesive to areas where you need it to be able to flip and fold. So as you can see, just the top and bottom, and I always recommend laying your two card pieces together so you don't make a mistake. You can't make the mistake when you lay it together like that. And then we're going to add our summer splash down to these card bases. So let's just take off one side of our adhesive backing, and then we're going to layer the top corners of your summer splash cardstock. So it's going to go on either side. So I'm just going to line that corner up with that corner. Now this is the hardest part, guys. If you line them up well, your card will be fine. So just take your time, don't just plop it down anywhere. You want to make sure that the cards line up. So I like to, as I'm doing this second piece, make sure that the two corners line up really well, and it's like as though it's still one piece of 6 by 6. Place your second part down, line up your corners again, and then press down. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So, you know, once you've lined up your edges, it'll be great. Now if there is any little extra bit that you haven't quite reached the edge, you can come in with your scissors and just chop that little excess piece off. As you turn your card, you'll see it, so you want to get rid of it anyway. And for this one, you want to line up not only with the edge, but with the middle edge of that card as well. You don't want it to be overlapping, you want it to just meet and meet in the middle and line up with the edges, like so. And there's our card base. That's as easy as it is. So we can open it again, open it again. That's the end of the card, turn it back to the very beginning. So now that we have our card, it all works together. I'm going to bring my bone folder in and just burnish all those edges as we fold each piece. This will help to make sure it sort of sits a little bit flat as we're decorating. But we're ready to decorate. How fun is that? I do have a little bit of a list, and I'll go through each of the sizes of things as we go along. I'm also going to speed it up just slightly because otherwise this video would be, instead of being 23 minutes long or so, it's going to be 45 minutes long. So we'll just speed it up a little bit. Now I am going to be doing a little bit of stamping for this first page of the card. So I've got my happy birthday stamp that I'm stamping in Petunia Pop onto that white label die cut. And then I have 2 pieces of Petunia Pop, and as you can see in the card, there is a little bit of background stamping. So one is going to have some large flowers that we're just going to stamp around. Now really it's only the edges because we're popping things over the top, so just do your best work and try and get it nice and well covered, but you really want to focus on those edges as well. Okay, so all our stamping's done. Let's start adding our pieces down. So we have two pieces of basic white here. These are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. We have the Petunia Pop, which are 2.5 by 2.5. And then we have 4 pieces of this beautiful DSP. This is 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. So we're going to add all those down. And then we can add our little leaf die cut. And I'm just going to use liquid glue for that. And then popping up our label with some dimensionals. Now I'm going to come back at the end of this video and add my shimmer gems, but I'm not adding them just yet. So that's the first page. Super simple, yeah? The second page, we have 4 little squares of DSP, and they measure 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. Now for this card, I actually used both sides of this DSP, so I ended up cutting 8 of them out, and you'll see them in, I think, the next page, so you'll see the extra pieces. I've also got 2 pieces of DSP that are different in design, and I've also die cut both the flower and the leaves. So both these pieces of DSP that I'm popping down now are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I've got 4 little pieces of DSP, which is 1 1/4 by 1 1/4, and then we're going to stamp our sentiment and add our little elements there. Now when I die cut that white leaf design, I actually put it on adhesive backed paper, and that way, because there's a lot of intricate little pieces, as I pulled the backing off the adhesive paper, a lot of those little pieces come off with it as well. And I thought it was really quite easy to do that way, but a little bit of liquid glue would work just as well. Now if you're in need of any of the supplies that I've used on today's card, you can certainly purchase them in my online store. There is a link in the description of this video if you live in Australia and you would like to purchase anything. I've got some great customer gifts that I give out each month, so if you don't have a demonstrator, you can go over and have a look at my online store, and I would love to spoil you as a customer of mine. So if that interests you, or maybe you would like to join Stampin' Up, you can get in contact with me as well, and I would happily talk to you about maybe purchasing the starter kit and becoming an INKY stamper and getting that discount and having all the fun that we have as well. So this is that second label there. I'm going to stamp the sentiment. Now on the second page sentiment, it says, "May all your wishes come true." This is a birthday card, so I think that's a nice little sentiment there. And I'm not actually popping this up. I'm going to just pop this down with some liquid glue. But as you saw, I did add some dimensionals to the flower. And as you can see, those 2 side panels, we're going to leave them blank because we're going to do them on the next page. So let's open it up to the next page. And here are those other 4 pieces of DSP in the little squares that measure 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. It's actually the exact same piece as the one we used on the previous page, but it's just the other side. And these 2 Summer Splash DSP pieces, these measure 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So you've got 2 lots of DSP there, and then we have 2 die cuts, one in Petunia Pop and one in Basic White. And that Basic White one, it's actually quite a large die cut. I just die cut a little bit more than half of it because we're going to chop it off. It's too large to go in that area if you didn't chop it down, so we're just going to chop it down and go from there. Very good. Now guys, if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button and come and check out more videos that I have here. I've got lots and lots of videos, over 1,000 I think now, so I'm sure I could inspire you with some great projects, maybe even more 3D projects, because I do a lot of those. So if you're interested, please hit that subscribe button, and if you're enjoying the video so far, please give me a thumbs up as well. Okay, so I've just used some liquid glue. My tip was here, as I'm placing them down, I just put an acrylic block over the top of it, left it for just a few minutes, and these dried really well and stuck down perfectly. Okay, so we're on our last page here of our Neverending card. Now I have DSP here, Petunia Pop card, and Basic White. And for this, there are 4 pieces of this DSP which measure 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. We're going to add those down. I've got 2 pieces of Petunia Pop that measure 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. We're going to do a little stamping on one of those. So that same flower that we stamped on the other page, we're going to stamp that just randomly to add a little bit of detail there. And I'm using Petunia Pop ink for that as well. And then on the Basic White piece, this measures 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. So these are the 2 panels that we're going to stamp. And for the white panel, I'm just going to stamp the word celebrate 3 times, and that way I can add those 3 little flowers that we've die cut from that bundle as well. So this is a cute card, very easy, but like I said, you could use whatever you have in your stash to create this card. It would look good with anything. You know, you could do, well, birthdays are super fun. You could do cakes and cupcakes and, you know, all sorts of fantastic things with whatever you have in your stash. So I've just sort of randomly added 2 on one side, 1 on the other, and that will stagger all those little flowers as we pop them down. So I really hope that you're enjoying this project. Let me know if you haven't tried this Neverending card before and you do try it. Let me know how you go. Right now I should be at OnStage in Brisbane, and when I come back I'm super excited. I'm going to be doing a live to share with you the swaps that I received, both from the Organised swap. So this is the Organised Fun Fold card that I'm doing for the Organised swap. There's also a 3D project swap, and I'm doing a general swap with both a 3D project and a card. So I will be over the next few days sharing with you all 4 of my swap cards via the videos here, so come back and make sure you have a look at those. But when we get back from Brisbane, I'll be doing a live video to share with you those swaps as well. So please subscribe and, you know, come and check out all the other inspiration that I will have to share with you as well. And I just added those 3 little shimmer gems there. Look at this. Is this not just such a cute card? I love the colors, the pastel colors in this. Very cute. Very cute. All right. Thank you so much for spending a bit of time with me. I hope that you've enjoyed today's project. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me a comment, and come back and watch another video really soon. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.